Well guys, it looks like spring has finally sprung, and with that I thought I would take a little wander with my QRP Go kit, and I thought I would use this as an excuse to give the equipment a little bit of a shakedown. And I think that's always a good idea, that especially if you're going to be going long distance, you want to do a trial setup and actually make sure that you've actually got everything with you. So where I'm actually walking here, this is just a very short walk from my home. I'm really lucky to have this, and I've been eyeing up a little bit. I thought that it would be quite good to actually set up portable. So hopefully I've actually got everything. You're going to come along with the journey with me here, and I'm going to set things up, and we're actually just going to see if we can make a contact or two. Now this area where I'm in here, this was very famous for oil shale. I should learn a bit more about that. It's quite a fascinating bit of history. I'm actually an incomer to this area of West Lothian, but just behind me here, you can't quite see it, there's actually a little hill, and it's actually man-made, and it's actually burnt oil shale. So I'll need to show you that one day, but it's quite interesting, and all about the county. We've actually got various bings where they actually dumped the burnt oil shale after they had extracted the oil, but I believe that it all dried up, I think 1940s, perhaps 1950s, when there was actually cheaper ways to get oil, like actually drilling it and getting it out of the ground. So don't think we're actually too far away here, and I'm just looking to see where I'm actually going to go here. I think there's a little path just here. I think I'm maybe going to walk down here and see where that actually takes me. And another point of doing this early, if I come here in a month or two again, there's going to be no way that I'm actually able to get through here, because the vegetation is going to be 6 foot tall. So let's do it now before the vegetation gets too high, and then we can, as I say, we can give my equipment a little bit of a shakedown, see that I've got everything, and then I can actually pack it away again. And then now I know that I've got it for when I go on holiday. And just what I was saying, guys, while I'm fighting my way through the undergrowth here, this is actually oil shale here, and it's really interesting. You can actually see the heat where it's actually been burned away. As I say, I really should learn more about this stuff, but that is really, really interesting. And here we are. So I just actually wanted to find a bit that was actually in the clear. What I was saying to you before, so behind me here, you can actually see that little pile or that little hill, which is full of oil shale there, burnt oil shale. But what I'm actually looking for is actually somewhere to put up the antenna. So I've got my seat with me here, and I think first thing we'll do is we'll set up the mast, and then we'll see where we're going to set up the radio. So mast today I'm using, so this is the DX Commander Expedition, and what I like about this is for its compactness, for its weight and its length, I'm not going to say a compromise, because it's not a compromise, but I do have heavier poles. I've got a spider beam 10, but for what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put a wire up it, it's just absolutely overkill. So the Expedition is just ideal. I actually have the last section taken out of this. I really should have added that back in, so we'll just take that out first, take out a couple of sections and just lock them off. And then I need to see the antenna that I'm going to use and what I'm going to grab. So I've got two antennas here. One is a 66 foot end-fed half wave with a little compensation coil in there, just to get the SWR on all the bands, but that's not what I'm using today. I'm going to use this one. It looks very similar. So this is a 7-to-1 Anon. So it's a 29 foot radiator, and it's got I think this is a 16 foot counterpoise. So that's what I'm going to set up. I've used this a few times before, and it's relatively quick to set up. So this wire, you could see that it doesn't tangle the way that I've put it together. It's great for that. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get my bungees. I just love these bungee cords. They're just so versatile. You can't have enough of them, and they're so inexpensive. So I just want to take the end of the wire, and I'm just going to take it a little bit past, and then I'm just going to use this bungee cord to actually just tie it off. like so. There we go. So that's our now I'm just going to extend the pole, and as we do, the wire will come up with it, and I'm just going to bungee cord it off to this fence post. Now this pole will be a little bit short, but what we'll do is we'll just bring it back towards us a little bit. It'll be a little bit of an upside down L. It won't be an inverted L, it'll be a normal L, like so. So we can actually just bungee cord this off. Now if you don't have enough length, what to do is you can just join two of these bungee cords together. There we go. Now there's not a lot of wind today, there's a slight breeze, but so there you go, that's the one at the top, and we'll do another one at the bottom. I've got some different lengths of bungee cords here, and we'll just tie this off at the bottom, like so. Like that. And then we'll take our wire, and we're actually going to bring this back towards me. So what we'll do is like that, and then we can bring this back, the transformer, sorry you can't see it, but the transformer back towards the transceiver. We'll try and keep that up off the ground just a little bit. So get the counterpoise out. Right, I'm just going to rejig things here. I think what I might do is, I've got some of this nice, this is my strand, I think this is my strand P rope. What I'll do is I'll actually just again tie this off to the transformer, just hook it in, hook that on there onto the S hook, like so. I've actually got some tent poles here as well, and I'm actually just going to tie off our transformer, just keeping it off the ground just a little bit. This is not ideal, guys. I'm actually struggling to get this into the ground with it being, as I say, full of shale. Bring this back. So I've got our counterpoise wire, like so. And now we can actually see about getting the business end and getting the radio connected up. Now I do have a chair here, but I don't actually think I will need it. So what we've got here is our QMX, and I've got these 3D printed covers that I got off Thingiverse or some printables or something. It's not my design. I just downloaded the file and printed them out. So this QMX, this has Najati's board in it. So this has batteries, and it has a speaker in it, which is really cool because then I don't need to worry about faffing about with an external power supply for it. We're going to match this with this little Kanga pocket trans match. Look at this thing, it's just absolutely tiny. Great bit of kit. So let me see. We just need, I need to get some coax first. So I've got two lengths of coax here. These are both 5 meters long. This is RG316. And I'm just going to hook this up to the transformer, like so. And then I'm going to bring that down, and I've got a choke here. So I've got a homemade choke, and I use these little bags. Okay, so I've got a choke here. This is a 140-43. Hopefully I can get that out. I'm hoping it's not going to rain here, a couple of black clouds here. So we've got this transformer here. So I'll just connect that into here, like so. This goes into the RF out. Now this QMX has a wonderful tuner function on it. SWR function. Little patch lead, again RG316, BNC at each end. And what I like about this kit is I've done almost everything myself, and I really sometimes enjoy the creation rather than the using. So everything has been done by myself here. So we could then plug this into the QMX, and then I don't actually need anything else to actually operate this now, which is really cool. I think we'll We'll maybe bring you a bit closer. So I can hear a signal here, hopefully you can hear that on the audio. It might not be great here, with this microphone here being shared between me. But, so, contest on. So, I need to actually get a paddle out. And I'm going to use my little Chinese AliExpress paddle. I love this little paddle. It's all aluminium, it's spring return. And then I need to get from my little bag here, my bag of goodies. Let's see what's here. So I've got a retractable 3.5 to 3.5, pull it out, it stops. Put that in the mic paddle. Actually, I'm not going to connect that up just now because I want to tune the QMX. Now, I need to remember how to do this. Audio, hardware tests. I'm not actually happy about this. I'm just going to restart the radio. I've had this thing on it where I go to do the tune SWR and all I see is an SWR about 1.6, 1.7 to 1, so I'm not actually sure if that's actually a bug, but just going to shut it down and restart it. Okay, let's try this again. Hardware tests, tune SWR. Yeah, that's better. So it's now showing me a SWR of 5, which is good because now I can actually tune it, match it. It doesn't need to be perfect. 1.6, 1.4. Yeah, that's almost 1 to 1 here. Perhaps I can actually show you that. If you actually see that, 1.1. Let me just get you back into, try and get you into focus there. Just go up a little bit like that. So, okay, so we seem to be tuned up. So let's just move away a wee bit. Now what I'm actually going to do is I think I'm going to check my phone out and see if there's actually anyone about. Now I've got a logging. I have got Polo on here. So this is actually updating. I should have done this before I left the house. It's actually updating the POTA maps. So what I'll do is I'll go at the POTA app itself, which is a bit easier. And then we're looking for something that's in the UK. 060, let's see this. 061.5. Oh, a bit of a pile up there. Yeah, he's got me now. .529. He's a real 599 with me. And there we go. So there's a station in Romania, and that's how quick it was. That was great. Not a massive distance away, but you know, thoroughly satisfying. This guy's really strong. Let's see if we can find another one. So actually giving you the my view. So here we have the key, this little Chinese magnetic return key. It's a great key, this. So this is the kit itself, and you can see I've got it into a camera bag, which is really cheap. These were only about 15 pounds, something like that. I've got my phone there. You can see I've got on the POTA app. You can see I've got the pocket transmatch, Kanga kits, and then you can see I've got the radio, and then you can see I've got the antenna there. Actually, it's falling down a little bit. Oh, that's my antenna. I better go and fix that, guys. Oh dear, that's the wind for you. Got another bungee strap here. There we Here we go, that one's a bit stronger. So I don't think that'll move away now. So let's go back and have a listen to, see if we can get something else here. So that's certainly one anyway, so that's good. Let's see, let's look at a different band here perhaps. Just a wonderful little rig this. I'm just amazed it can do what it can do, and I really don't feel disadvantaged with it, that's the thing. It's not perfect by any means, and it wouldn't be the only radio you would have, and I mean it's got its quirks, but it's just wonderful, and it wouldn't be your first radio you buy either.
USL 100% Arthur, compliments your Alinco, yes, it's working, and it's working in a beautiful way. Hi, hi.
Let's try 40 for a laugh. Oh, 2 station. He's booming. Oh, he disappeared there in the QSB. 579. That was F4HGU portable. So I mean, it's not a great antenna on 40, but when we're round about the doors like this, it's not a problem. I think I'm going to call it a day soon. I think I've came out what I've had to do what I needed to do. Yeah, I think we'll call it a day at that. I think that's been quite successful though. Now, putting the station away, try and put it away as neat as possible, and then you don't need to do anything when you get home. All you need to do is take it out the next time, and then everything is going to be there. Right, so let's turn off the radio first. I'll get my phone out of the way. Now, let's get our key, put my key away. Now I carry it about in this little case. Comes about in this cool little case. Let's put that in there. Let's actually take the power bank. Now this power bank I've got here, the reason I bought this was actually to power the QMX, because it actually has power delivery function on it, which is really, really good. And I actually have a cable in here, so say the battery went flat inside this QMX, I could actually take this cable here, which is a 12 volt trigger cable, and then I could power my QMX with that. So again, put the microphone back. I've actually got 2 of these, so I've got a spare, and this is actually my spare CW key. Again, Kanga as well, and that was a cool little kit to build, so we want to put that away. I'm going to take our BNC cable here, and I've got these little Velcro straps to use, and then that just needs to go inside this one. Again, I've got a second one here, so remember the 2 is 1 and 1 is none thing. So let's put those away. And the choke. This actually goes in the same bag. I'd actually prefer it if these bags were a little bit more transparent, but never mind. So this is our transmatch. This goes in here like so. Our little retractable cable here. This goes with these ones in here. Nope. Does it go in here? Just looking. Yep, goes in here like so. In fact, no, I'm going to put it in with the microphones. Perhaps I should maybe label these up. Now our QMX here. Remember, we've got our 3D printed labels here. Now I've got feet on the bottom of this that I added on. These are laptop feet, so when you've got it sitting on a table, it raises it up. But, so I actually had to cut a little bit away. So that's, we just put like this. And then what I do is I have bungee cord here. Like so, and that's our QMX protected, and then it can go on the inside of the bag, like that, in the middle, and that's where your lens would go if this was a camera. Now we'll put our coax away from our, take it off our transformer here. Now, when I do this, I do the over-under method, so that's over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Again, I've got pre-fitted little Velcro straps on these, which are nice just to hold that in. Shove that in the bag. So I've actually got 2 of these. So both are 5 meters, so I can use 1 or I could use 2, but I've got up to 10 meters of coax. Again, one can act as a spare, whatever. Now, I'm going to take down the antenna now. So what we'll do is we'll actually just unhook this rope. I'm going to pull out this this peg. These are pretty lightweight pegs from Amazon, so but they're handy, you know, because I can also basically guide this DX Commander pole out. Again, put this back into here. Again, to stop this tangling, I'm going to do something called a figure of 8, and I'm going to wrap it around my hand like so, and then I just wrap this round, give it a little loop. I do 2 loops and I put the end through, and there's our rope, all good to go to use for the next time, and it won't tangle. Tuck that in there. Now, this is our counterpoise, so I'm just going to do figure of 8 with our counterpoise, but first I'm just going to make sure that the Velcro string is down at the bottom. So we've done our figure of 8, slide up our Velcro strap, like so. So there's one half of the antenna done. Now I need to just get the pole down. Now we'll take off this bungee cord here. This is going to come away now. Now, I'm just going to give that a little tap. I do have some tape with me if need be, where I can actually tape these up, tape the joints, but they tend not to come undone if you give them a good tug. Put that with the other ones and that will actually tie them all together. Now, as you can see with this pole here, you can see that I've actually made some woods to it. You see that I've attached the cap, so it's not going to get lost. And you can see that I've got, this is heat shrink on them at each end, and this is just to provide some strain relief or abrasion, or reduce the pole actually getting, you know, worn away or such. Okay, let's get our antenna away now. So once we've got all our bungee cords here, what I like to do is I like to just use a small one, keep one of the small ones, and then use that to actually tie them together. So a couple of turns, there we go. So that's our bungee cords, and then they can go away inside the bag into one of the pockets. And then here's our antenna. Again, I'm not going to use a winder, I'm just going to use my finger. Now, I have made videos on how to actually, on these antennas, and you can actually make them yourself if you want. I'll put links to those videos in the description, and I do have a GitHub with the files if you want to make the transformers. And by not using a winder, what I like about this is it keeps it really small and compact to pack away. Again, our little Velcro straps, like that. There we go. That's our antenna packed up. Really versatile. And this we'll call it a random wire. It's not really random. This will actually match on any band actually, 80 through 10, although it's going to be horribly inefficient on 80 and 40. But you've seen that it's actually worked there. So it will work something. But I'm not fooling myself here. There you go, guys. That's our kit all packed up, nice and neat, into the camera case. Now, let's start making tracks home. So that's us, guys. We're actually back on the main path, and you know, even if you can't have somewhere to operate at home, you know, going portable like that, I mean, you could see there that I had zero noise, zero man-made noise, and it just makes it a joy to operate. Now, 2 contacts in the log, and they weren't particularly long distance, but you know, the purpose was going about just enjoying ourselves there, making sure that the kit is still working, and that I've not actually accidentally removed something out of it, which I hadn't. So now this kit will actually just go back into the house. I'll take out the radio. It won't stay in the bag. I keep that in my shack. I'll make sure that is charged. Now that charges via USB-C. It's quite a slow charger. It's a 1 amp charger that Najati recommends. So, but the good thing about the QMX is on that internal battery, I don't know how many hours operating I'll get, but I wouldn't be surprised if I get 8 or 10 hours operating, which is going to be more than enough, especially when I'm doing short activations like this. The rain's managed to stay off, so that's always a bonus, guys. So thoroughly enjoyable little trip out, and I really must do more of them in the future. If you've liked this, guys, let me know if there's anything that any kit or that you're curious that I've used today. Then let's just leave it down in the comments, and I'll try and answer it, or perhaps I'll make a video on it. All right, guys, 73. Till the next one. Bye for now.